everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, and if you're new here, remember to subscribe and to give this video a thumb up. So this is the video that everyone is waiting for. The video of me seeing the Northern Lights. As you saw in my previous video, we arrived in Tromsø on Tuesday morning. We left Oslo very early and we arrived in Tromsø around 12. The reason why we chose Tromsø was really to see the Northern Lights. There was no particular reason why I chose Tromsø over other cities. The week before leaving for Norway, I had been checking the weather forecast in Tromsø because there was one thing that I knew about the Northern Light, and that is that if the sky is not clear, you are not able to see the Northern Lights. So the week before I was checking the weather forecast and I saw that it was supposed to snow in Tromsø the whole time. That is also the reason why we didn't book any Northern Light tour in advance, so before arriving in Tromsø, because we thought that it would be a little bit of waste of money if we booked a tour and then the day of the tour it was either cloudy or rainy or snowing and we couldn't see anything. So we decided to just wait, arrive in Tromsø, check the weather forecast, check whether there were chances to see the Northern Lights, and then search for a tour to go and see the Northern Lights. The morning that we were taking the plane from Oslo to Tromsø, I checked the weather forecast and there was actually clear skies. It was supposed to be sunny, let's say like that. It was not really sunny because at this time of the year the sun never rises above the horizon, so it's always basically dark. There is sunlight but you don't really see the sun, so the sun never really rises. And so I went immediately and I checked on my Northern Line app and I actually saw that it was written go, which means that you were actually able to see the Northern Light on that day. It was actually the only day that we were there that there was a clear sky. So as I was there at the airport boarding to Tromsø, I then realized that that day would probably be our only occasion to see the Northern Lights in Tromsø. We decided to just arrive in Tromsø first and then check for a Northern Light tour because there are a lot of different tours. When we arrived at our hotel in Tromsø, we saw that in our hotel, so at the reception of our hotel, there was a little desk where they were selling like different activities, excursions in Tromsø, and so we decided to go and ask them about the Northern Lights. They don't use the app that I was using, they use other websites where basically they don't check if you can see the Northern Lights, they check if there are clear skies, so they can actually see in which area in Norway there are clear skies. She said definitely yes, you can see the Northern Light tonight. Well, yes, definitely there are clear skies tonight, because having a clear sky doesn't automatically mean that you see the Northern Light, but I will explain that in a little bit. She could sell us 3 different tours of the Northern Light. One was the minibus chasing the Northern Lights. Basically you would hop on this minibus and then drive around Norway, Finland, everywhere around the Tromsø area to find the Northern Light. The second tour was a big bus that would take you to a tent or a lavvu. I don't remember exactly what the place was, where you were served dinner and there you could basically go out and see the Northern Lights. And the third one was a cruise of the fjord, where basically you could see the Northern Lights, stay in the Oslo fjord on a boat. All these 3 different tours were starting around 6:30 p.m. until 2:03 a.m. so 2-3 in the morning. I don't know if you saw in my previous video, we woke up at 4 on that day. That's why we decided to just wait a little bit before booking this tour, because we thought, okay, we are a little bit tired. I don't want to be too tired and not enjoy the activity. It was going to be very cold that night. I mean, my phone was saying -19, but I know we reached -23. So I was kind of worried to be too tired, too cold, that I wouldn't really enjoy that. So since the lady told us, yes, we have still place available, you can decide a little bit later on, we decided, okay, let's just go and see Tromsø city first, and then we will decide afterwards in the afternoon if we really want to go and see this tour. While we were walking around town, I thought, come on, I'm here in Tromsø. I thought that I could see the northern light in the city. Like, I know there is kind of a hill on top of Tromsø. It's basically a hill where you go up with a cable car and you can see the northern light from there. At least that's what I've read. And so I was like, come on, I don't want to stay awake until 3 a.m. I know myself, so I know I'm gonna be too tired and too cold for sure to enjoy that. So I thought, let's just ask someone. I thought that you could see the northern light from the city center. We basically decided to go inside this souvenir shop called Northern Lights. We just asked, are we not able to see the northern light from the city center? Because we have checked these tours and they all leave at 6 p.m, come back at 4 a.m. in the morning, and we really don't want to be away that much. And the lady was super nice and she said, well, actually I have the perfect tour for you. We sell a tour where you basically are picked up from the hotel at 7 p.m. and brought back at the hotel at midnight. She said tonight is perfect clear skies. For sure you won't drive so far away, just outside the town where there is no light pollution. The lady is really nice. She has her own tent over there, which is called a lavu, I think, this type of tent. So you will not be outside the whole time. You can stay inside. There is a fire. She's going to offer you hot drinks, so hot chocolate or coffee or tea. You are going to roast marshmallows, and she's also taking professional photos of you of the northern lights. So I thought this is a pretty good deal. So we decided to book this tour. The price was 1,300 Norwegian kroner each, so around 130 euro. This tour was with Tromsø Friluftsenter. I really recommend this tour. I was so happy with it. At 7 p.m. we were picked up from a minibus in front of the Scandic Hotel. Our guide for that night was Trine, and she was really amazing. She was so full of energy, so positive. I immediately thought, yes, this is gonna be a great night. We were a rather small group, but I must say also the group was amazing. Like, we talked a little bit with everyone. There were people from Italy, from Germany, from Brazil, from China, but living in Bergen. It was really a really nice group, I must say that. So we just hopped on this minibus and Trine started to explain us a little bit about herself, about the northern lights, what they are, why you see them. Having a clear skies doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to see the northern light, because in order to see the northern light there must be activity from the sun. So having clear sky doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to see them. And that's when I started like, uh-oh, like I thought it's clear sky, so I'm going to see them. But she's telling me that even if it's clear sky tonight, I might not be able to see them. So at that point I was a little bit like, okay, I really want to see the northern light. But anyway, we drove around 35 to 40 minutes. I think we watched this video about the northern lights. We arrived there and we got down the bus. And until that moment, I thought, I'm very well dressed for tonight. I'm not gonna be cold at home. As soon as I stepped out from the bus, I thought, ooh, it's cold. I was literally freezing and we had just arrived and I thought, oh my god, how am I supposed to do this? Trine said, if you need a thermal suit, I have some. In the beginning I thought, okay, no, maybe I just need to adjust to the cold. We walked from the minibus to this tent to this lavoo, and it was such a beautiful tent they have there. So basically you entered this tent and you had a very nice fire in the middle. You had stools all around the fireplace, so you could sit really in front of the fireplace, and it was so nice. But Trine said, okay, let's just not stay here, let's just go to the beach first, because her tent is very close to the beach, and let's check if there are some northern lights and we can start taking pictures. And then she said, are you sure that there is no one else that wants a thermal suit? And at that point I said, yes, I want one, I want one. And believe me, that was the best decision I could take, because even if I looked like a marshmallow, I was so warm in that thing. I also decided to wear 2 pairs of socks that night, and I must say my feet were freezing. Honestly, my feet were really freezing the whole time. And I also decided to wear 2 pairs of gloves because it was so cold. Believe me, it was so cold. So we walked down the beach. There was basically a line in the sky, a gray line. Like a line, a gray line. And she said, well, that's the northern light. You see, that's the northern line. And then I thought, it's just a gray line. That could be a cloud. That is a cloud. And the person that was with me said, okay, so we can say that we saw the northern light at least. And I thought, that's not, like, I'm not gonna say I saw the northern light. Like, that's just a gray line. Then there were 2 gray lines, 3 gray lines, a little bit like gray over there, and I thought, that's a scam. If this is the northern light, this is a scam. Like, it's not green. Like in the photos, everything is green. And so Trine started explaining to us that you have different intensity. When you see the northern light, you have different intensity, and then the northern lights are in different area of the sky. For example, she said when it's K4, I think, it's straight above you, K1 is on that side, K9 is on that side. So she said, okay, that's a K2 probably, and it's a 1 of intensity. And I thought, great, we paid 130 euro to see a gray line. But Trine was saying this might be the only thing that you see this evening. All of a sudden it can change and become super great, a super high intensity, and then in 3 seconds it can disappear again. And I thought, that's not what I expected. That's definitely not what I expected. Like, I came all the way here, I'm freezing, and I'm looking at a gray line, and this might be everything that I see tonight. Yeah. We started to take picture by the water, and in her picture that gray line appeared green. And I really thought that's a scam. All this northern light thing, it's a scam. Like, it's just gray, and then people take pictures and then they see how amazing they are, like green and pink, and it's just a scam, you know? All you see in real life is gray. So at that point I was a little bit disappointed. But I mean, it was nice to have pictures of me with the northern light, you know? Of course, I wouldn't have told anyone that was just a gray line for me. I would have just said, of course, I saw the northern light. We decided to go back to the tent at that point because I was absolutely freezing. I couldn't feel my fingers, I couldn't feel my toes, so I really needed to go back inside. And I was a little bit disappointed, like a little bit sad at that point, I need to be honest. But Trine was amazing because she was always so positive and so energetic. She was trying to keep our hope up, but in a way also set our expectations. You know, she was saying, of course, tonight is a very great night. If I check on my app, I mean, it should change, it should become more strong, but you know, in a way it might also be all that we see tonight. So I think that she did a really good job because she was always so positive, always like keeping our hopes up, but also in a way really setting the expectation, like this is what you can see, but you might also not even see it. But it was, anyway, at that point a great evening because we started talking a little bit with each other. We started drinking some hot tea, hot chocolate, and then we started to do marshmallows. And then at one point we decided to go outside again. Like every now and then we were going outside, but there were just these gray lines in the sky, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, but they were just gray lines. Like sometimes you could see a light green color. If you really were like trying really hard, you would see a light green color, until at one point, like in front of us, we had a kind of a little hill, and we started seeing proper green fluorescent lights coming kind of up from that little hill. And I immediately thought, like, there is a disco somewhere over there, like projecting the lights on the skies. That's what I thought. Like, for me, that is what it was. But Trine was like, oh, that's the northern light, that's actually a very good intensity, that's like a 5 out of 10. And I thought, oh, okay, cool. I mean, we cannot really see them so well because they are like, they're like a bit behind the hill, but wow, cool. And they were starting moving a little bit, so we started taking picture with these green things, and the picture were turning really nice. Like the green in the picture was really light and nice, like it was really a nice green. In person it was not the same green that you could see in the pictures, but anyway, you could see, like I thought I can finally see, I saw the northern lights, even if it's not really what I expected, until at one point, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden the whole sky became green and they started to move. You started to see like a bit of pink, I don't even know how to explain that in words. Like when you see it, is like, wow. Well, I'm tearing up right now because I remember, like, it was just wow. Trine said that we were so lucky because that was a 10 out of 10 intensity, and like the northern light was not only in one point, but it was seriously the whole sky. Wherever you would turn your head, there was green lights everywhere, and I will never forget that feeling. I will never forget, I think, that moment. And my idea was to film the northern lights. I brought my cameras, I really wanted to film that, but in that moment I really thought, I just want to enjoy this moment because what I'm seeing is crazy. What I am experiencing, it's something that you experience probably once in your lifetime if you're lucky. I mean, some people experience that every night, but for me, I live in Switzerland, like I might not see it again. I decided to just enjoy the moment, and that's also what Trine said. At one point, just let your phone, let your camera down, just enjoy what you see because they arrive so fast, but they can also disappear so fast. So don't see the northern light through a screen, just see the northern lights with your eyes, because that was such a feeling that I really don't know how to describe this to you. We were there watching the sky, you could see these lines everywhere. Some of them were moving, some of them kind of turn around and then they become more green and a little bit red, and then there is another one moving. Some of them are just these bright green lights, but the feeling that I had is like the sky is so light, like there is light everywhere, like it's not night anymore because somehow they illuminate the sky so much. And I still can see myself watching up and thinking, oh wow, everyone was so excited. I think at that point we completely forgot about the cold. We were just there trying to take pictures, trying to take videos, and it was just amazing. It was just, the whole sky was just green. That was amazing. After, I would say, half an hour, I don't remember, I completely lost track of time because I was just wow, wow, oh wow. We decided to go back in We roasted marshmallow, we ate cake, we drank more tea. Trine also started to tell us a little bit about her life. She is half Sami, so for me it's always very cool to hear about their story. Every now and then I was going out because I didn't want it to lose a single second of that night, but it was also very cold. I couldn't feel my feet, like I had to go back inside every now and then. I think it was the only thing, the feet were very cold. The rest it was fine. You couldn't really take off your gloves because like if you would take off your gloves after 5 seconds your hand, you couldn't feel your hands anymore. So it was really cold. It was -23, I think Trine said. And at one point it became strong again. They started to move again. Again they were red, turning around. Ugh, that was just incredible. Like that was one of the most amazing nights of my life, honestly. At that point, it was midnight. We started to pick up our stuff. We started preparing to go away and I thought, I want to stay here. Now I understand why the other tours are until 2-3 a.m. because I just want to stay here. Every step that I was taking, I was just looking at the sky. Like I will never forget all this green everywhere. But Trine also said normally what they do is that there is this peak of northern light and then they start to fade away. There is still some green in the sky, but they start to fade away, and it's already impressive that that was a second peak in a way. It was not like the first, but they were still very strong. And she also said, you know, you were very lucky because the intensity tonight was 10 out of 10. There were northern lights everywhere in the sky, and I haven't seen anything like this in a year. So you are so lucky. But on the other hand, if you're going on another Northern Lights tour in your life, you will be disappointed for sure, because it doesn't happen often that you have a 10 out of 10. Normally you have a 5 out of 10, and she said you're not gonna see anything like this night. So that's the story of me seeing the Northern Lights. I definitely recommend Trine and Tromsø Friluftsenter. I will leave their link, contact details down below. I had so much fun. It was so great. Trine was amazing. Her tent was amazing. Believe me, I am so happy that we booked with her, because I know that with other tours you just have a fire outside, so you're basically outside the whole evening. Like with -23, I know that there were people outside the whole evening. No, I mean, it was cold in the tent already, because you couldn't really take off your jacket in the tent or the thermosuit. Like it was cold, like you had really to stay by the fire, and we were in a closed space. Like, can you imagine outside with -23? No, that's crazy. I recommend Trine so much. She was amazing. It was one of the best experiences in my life. I will just never forget it. I hope you enjoyed the story of me seeing the Northern Lights. If you like this video, give it a thumb up, subscribe to my channel. There are a lot of videos coming on. I mean, that was just the first day in Tromsø. It was amazing, but the other days were as amazing as the first one, so I'll let you imagine. Stay tuned because there are more videos coming. See you in my next video. Ha det bra!